SUHASHANI here and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're good, I hope you're well and that life is bliss. So today I am filming something different. As you can tell from the title, it says 25 things I've learned at 25 years old. And the reason why I'm filming this video is because I actually recently turned 25, specifically on Friday the 19th of February. So that's 2 days ago because I'm filming on a Sunday. And yeah, 25 is an exciting time, but it's also terrifying as well because I guess you're considered more of an adult rather than a young adult, but at the same time it's halfway through your 20s, so everything you feel like you haven't done from 20 to 25, you literally do it in acceleration from 25 to 29. So yeah, I thought this would be a really fun video for me to film, just I guess life advice and reflecting for myself personally on what I have experienced or learnt, but also people who are younger who haven't turned 25 or they're in their 20s or in their teens watching this and you need life advice, then yeah, take all of this on board before you turn 25 and you're good to go. So I hope you enjoy this video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and also I would love and appreciate your support over on my Instagram. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So number one is be kind. And this is such a classic saying, but it's sad because it really shouldn't be a saying. It's something that should really come instinctively as human beings towards other human beings. But being kind is really important. I think I have learnt to be more open, to be more understanding, because whenever someone throws hate, throws shade, is not a pleasant person towards your face or behind your back, half the time, I would say 99% of the time, they've got their own stuff they need to sort out. They've got their own problems, they've got their own kind of emotional journey that they're dealing with and experiences. And although that is not okay to be mean to someone, it is, I guess, more of an understanding thing to be more kinder whenever you do receive some sort of negativity from someone. Number two is don't take yourself too seriously. And I actually have a quote by Alan Watts, and he says, "Man suffers only because he takes seriously what the gods made for fun." And I thought that was a really sweet quote that goes in line with to not take yourself seriously. And I think it really is important to be comfortable in being embarrassed, in facing humiliation, because I know growing up, especially in high school with friends and stuff, if anything was made as a joke towards me, obviously I would laugh it off, but deep down inside, I'd be so embarrassed. I'd be like I'm such a fool and all this thing. But actually there is a lot of strength that comes with being in a position where you're allowed to just laugh at yourself and you don't take yourself seriously and you let people say whatever they want as a joke, because life is too short, and if you really put weight on other people making fun of you, it's really going to knock down your character. But actually it says a lot if you're able to deal with embarrassment and you're able to act like a fool at your own will. It does say a lot about your character, so I do think it's a good thing. Number three is observe your ego, observe your pride. So this is actually a big one, and I say it's a big one because I really learnt to be more self-aware in what I'm thinking, in how I am reacting. Definitely since university, reading spiritual books, self-help books, and going on my spiritual journey. We all have ego, we all have pride, but it's about managing that and knowing when to not use that as your main front of thinking. For those that don't know, in terms of, what do you mean by observing your ego, observing your pride? One could say it is kind of like a spiritual phrase or self-help phrase. So what I mean is, so for example, in a friendship or in a relationship, you're arguing and the argument kind of sets off, it really goes. And there are so many points that you could say back to your partner, to your friend, where you would feel a lot of satisfaction by saying that and emphasizing that point. And that satisfaction is basically to satisfy your own ego, to satisfy that your own pride, that you're always right, or you're right in this argument, or your point is more stronger or more of a winning point than the person you're fighting against. And that is basically your ego. You're fueling your ego. But the moment you put your ego aside and your pride aside. So you've made that observation, oh, like I really feel this way. Like if I say this point, it's going to hurt them, or I'm definitely going to win the argument if I say this. It's really silencing all those thoughts and then thinking, you know what, there are so many things that I could say to this and would probably make me feel like I have won the argument, but actually it's not going to contribute to anything. It's just going to escalate things. It's just going to make things worse. What I'm really going to do is to, you know what, forgive, listen to really understanding where they're coming from, and you know what, letting your friend win, letting your partner win in the argument, because at the end of the day, a friendship shouldn't be thrown from an argument, a relationship shouldn't be thrown from an argument. You're both together as a team in a relationship, together as a team in a friendship. That's what I mean about observing your ego. So not letting yourself be like, oh, I want to win, oh, I want to emphasize this point to make them feel bad or to show them that I've actually got the upper hand. It's about observing those thoughts but not using it as a reaction, to instead take a step down and let someone else win for a change, or let them have their way in the argument. Number 4 is a private life is the best life. What I really mean is you don't want everyone to know your business. You don't want everyone to know the people you hang around with and putting them all for show. And some things are just best kept behind closed doors, because obviously when you have a social media platform or you're building a YouTube channel and you feel like you need to share everything to get more views, to get more followers, what happens is everyone has an opinion. Everyone ends up having an opinion on your relationship, everyone ends up having an opinion on your family, everyone ends up having an opinion on your friends, and all of that can get quite crazy. So it's always good to know what to show, to what to share, and for what to just, you know, save for yourself, just to save for your close one. Okay, just gonna do a momentarily pause, because you know when you're trying to get deep and you're really trying to sit down and contemplate life, but your hair's just getting in the way. So that's me right now. So just a quick hair change. All good. Right, let's continue. Number 5 is family and friends are your special circle for life. Family and friends are really important. I am lucky enough and blessed enough to have a really close family and an amazing set of friends. And I know a lot of people out there are not as fortunate to have a really close-knit family and good friends even. Keep a hold of them really close, because they're the ones who you're really sharing your journey with from start to finish. So that's why I say special circle. And also another point that I wanted to say is friends are your chosen family. So if for some reason you don't have a strong family network, your friends are literally going to be your family as well. Number 6 is there is no such thing as I have no time. Learn to make time. So this for me was actually an important life lesson, and I still am trying to learn with time, because I know life gets really busy and there are a lot of things to do, and days go by really quickly, years go by really quickly. I'm like, how am I even 25? So it honestly is crazy. And I think one thing that I've found myself always doing is, oh, I don't have enough time. Oh, like I don't have time to do this. Oh, I don't have time to do the things that I want, and I just don't have time anymore, sort of thing. But actually that thinking is a no. You do have time. You have all the time in the world. You make time, and that is really important. Instead of complaining about the amount of time you don't have or the lack of time, in those moments, try and make more time. So wake up earlier so you have more hours in the day. Stay up later so you have more hours of the day. Try and time manage yourself so that you do all the things that you want to do and you make the most of the day. I honestly don't know the statistic, but I know that there is a lot of hours that go just in sleeping. I'm not saying people cut your sleep completely. Obviously get your average 6 to 8 hours, but don't necessarily then sleep for 12 hours, because that's literally going to kill your day. That's too excessive. You don't need 12 hours of sleep unless you really deprived yourself of sleep and you need to just sleep. Number 7 is you can learn a lot from just observing. As I've grown older, I have learnt to just be more observative with what is around me, with people, with actions, in the environment that I am in, what I'm surrounding myself in. And before, I really wouldn't take notice of observing things. I would kind of react straight away, and I'm still learning to be less reactive and more observative. but I have learnt that in moments where I am more observative than reactive, I actually learn a lot more and it ends up being a better result. You are beautiful. Don't let social media make you think otherwise. I feel as though this is something a lot of girls specifically need to hear. Unfortunately, I was one of those girls who fell into the social media trap, and to be honest, in my darkest days or my down days, I do fall into that, but I am way better than I was before, and this is really important. Social media is not real. Selfies and all of the things that you see online with how perfect girls look, yes, they may look that way and they may look so perfect for that moment in that picture or in that edit, but people aren't as perfect as they seem, and there is a lot of cosmetic surgery that goes on, there is a lot of makeup that goes on, there is a lot of editing and lighting that really goes into imagery and having the perfect selfie. So don't let things like that make you think like you are ugly or you're not beautiful. You honestly are beautiful, and real beauty really is in your natural self. It is in your raw self. Number 9 is be patient. Great things take time. And to be honest, this I actually have to thank my boyfriend, because he really is so patient. He is one of the most patient people I know, if not the most patient person I have ever met. And I am the complete opposite, I honestly do think. Or before I was, and again, I'm learning to not be impatient. I literally, when I want things to happen, I want things to happen just like that, and I get really upset when things don't happen my way. Like, even, to be fair, even the other day, actually, well, yesterday, it's not even the other day, this is real time story here. There was a delivery. I was meant to get this delivery and it just didn't work out for me to get the delivery yesterday, and I was kind of like, I want the delivery now, and I was just getting upset because it says that it was being delivered but it hadn't been delivered, and I was really frustrated. So I called my boyfriend up. He asked me, send me all the emails, like, let me have a look. And he obviously saw that actually it was meant to be delivered on Tuesday, and even though the email says that the item was delivered, it actually didn't get ticked. So some sort of technical error. So he was kind of like, be calm, be patient. Your delivery, just wait until Tuesday. So I was literally like, see, things like that, situations like that, he's literally like that. And patient people are like that, whereas I am learning to be more patient. And I just wanted the delivery. As soon as it said that it was delivered, I was literally like, where's my delivery? Why is my delivery not there? I gave quite a lot of burden to my mum, and I just was annoyed that I was literally like, it says it's been delivered, why is it not being delivered? I don't understand, like, it's so stupid. But yeah, situations like that, need to learn to be more patient, because it's going to eventually come, and if it doesn't come, you think of the next step, of what the next step is to handle something. Love will find you. And this, oh my god, I feel like loads of girls can relate, especially in my age, or trying to find someone, and not only girls, actually, guys as well who are watching this. Love will find you. You just have to give it to God. It's God's timing, and to not worry if you haven't settled down at an age that you're meant to settle down. If you haven't found someone at an age you're meant to find someone. There is this classic saying where if you go out your way to really force or find love, it's never going to come to you. It needs to happen in its own time. So love will eventually find you, and have hope and put your trust in God that is going to happen. Being with nature is medicine. Got to uni and I was kind of getting on my spiritual vibe, that I really took the time to be with nature and to allow nature in, if that makes sense. Mother Nature is such a beautiful thing. We live in such a beautiful world, and half the time we really don't see that. I honestly did not see that. And it's just so nice to really appreciate and take in your surroundings, to really see Mother Nature and absorb her in. And honestly, there have been so many times where I feel like I just need fresh air, or like I need space, I need a breather. And I go and take a walk, like around the block, in the park, or like I arrange a day with my friends or with my boyfriend. I'm like, hey, like, can we go to a park or like a nature kind of observatory? And it's such a nice day out, and you get to be with nature, and it's just so refreshing. It really is, and it does so much good to you mentally. So that's why I say being with nature is medicine, because it honestly really is. It has healed me so many times, and Mother Nature is a power where we really shouldn't underestimate her, and we should be really appreciative that she lets us see her beauty. Put your trust in God always. So this is a really personal one for me, because I do come from a religious upbringing, so God definitely is a main forefront in everything that I'm doing, in everything that I have received or am receiving, a blessing, a lesson. For me, my faith, my religion, it's very important, and I know a lot of other people obviously look up to God, and God is a number one element in their life, in the way that they live. And putting my trust in God has helped incredibly in a lot of things, actually. And as I've grown up, I've learned to be okay with not having control, to be okay if things don't work out the way that I have planned, like by a certain age I need to have this, or by this kind of career milestone I need to be here, and all these things, and just being like, you know what, all my trust is on God. I'm gonna do me, I'm gonna be in my lane, I'm gonna focus on myself, and whatever happens, a blessing or a lesson, it's all on God. God knows exactly what I'm striving for, God knows what my dreams are, and God knows how hard I'm working, or how little I'm working even. Number 13 is failures build you up. Oh my God, failures. Failures is literally, it's a close friend to me, you know. Failures is, what can I say about my friendship with failures? It's a long friendship, and it's a long way to go, I'm sure, as well. Yeah, there's honestly nothing much I can say apart from saying failures do build you up. I know if you're really young and you're in high school, and you know, grades, getting into a good uni, and doing a good degree, all of those things, basically everything academic, because I definitely do feel my first ever failure was an academic one, or like I like to think that it is, yeah, in not getting the grades that I wanted. And this is like GCSE, I think it was a GCSE. And to be honest, I've had academic failures way before then as well, like in tests and stuff, but that was kind of like the real moment of getting like public results, and it didn't go my way at all. So failures is something that I have learned to really greet with a smile, and I have become used to failure. I honestly have, and failure isn't as daunting as it seems, because I have realized and reflected, and this is why I want all those young people out there to know, and for anyone who's watching, that failures are actually blessings, and you learn a lot and you take a lot more than by getting what you want. So having failures really do build you up. So when you do have some sort of success or some sort of achievement, you'll realize that wouldn't have happened had you not failed a good couple of times. And to be honest, I'm sure there are people out there who kind of in the first go, they smash it, and good for them. That's their own journey, that's their own path. But a lot of successful people out there, a lot of people who are in amazing positions now, you know, really crazy success stories that you see on YouTube, that you hear on social media, it's half the time those people really have struggled, they really have failed a lot of times before getting to the point that they have. And I think that honestly is inspiring, because getting somewhere, having a success story without feeling, oh yeah, like it's amazing, like you're still there and you've achieved it, but knowing that you have gotten to a point by struggling, by working hard, by having hardships, that really inspires a lot of other people who you tell your story to. And I think that goes a long way than not failing and just winning at every single thing. It doesn't have much of an impact. So yeah, failures do build you up, and one day you're going to pass that knowledge down to someone else, and you're going to inspire them with all the failures and struggles that you've gone through. So don't think failure is something bad. It's a very good thing. Do not underestimate your strength. So strength, inner strength. This is quite simple. I don't want to really go into this, but I'm sure that there will be moments in your life, and I'm saying it to you, the viewer, not to me, but to you, where you feel like you can't handle something, or terrible things have happened, or like it's just a really hard lesson to learn from, and you feel as though you might not have the willpower or strength to kind of get through it. But as the saying goes, there is always light at the end of the tunnel, And you realize once you have gone through something where you need a lot of strength, you realize that actually I did have the strength to deal with this, and I did have what it takes to go through this, and that should really power you up and to really show you that you shouldn't underestimate your strength, because once you're put into a situation and you have to deal with it, it really shows how much strength you actually have. I realise I feel like I'm off in terms of my spacing, so I really apologise if all this time I was literally like all the way here or like all the way here. I honestly didn't even realise when I was setting up, I thought I was kind of in the middle. So you can tell like this video is a bit woke. 15 is see more of the world. I really like this one. This is probably one of my favourites because it is also inspired by my boyfriend. I honestly, prior to meeting him, I wasn't really like, oh, I want to travel, I want to see places. I would just kind of like go on standard family holidays and that was it. But after obviously now being with him, and he really is a traveller, he loves seeing countries and going to different places and really taking photos of everything. He definitely is a traveller at heart, and he has inspired me to want to travel more, to want to see the world more, to see different cultures and really experience different types of environments. And I think it's a shame if you stay in one point in the world and you never really go out your way to look at everything. Like later on at an age where you can't even travel, you're going to realize, oh my god, like there was so much of the world that I needed to see and I hadn't seen it, and I've only seen one speck of it or like one area of it because I've only ever been here. So traveling really does, I believe, make one wiser, and you learn a lot about different people, about different cultures, and in a way it's actually such an educating tool to go and see the world and really learn for yourself what is out there. And it is a shame if you can't do that. So yeah, I was kind of like, whoa, like how did I think that traveling wasn't important before I met him? Obviously he's a traveling bug, so now I'm on that wavelength as well. So definitely see more of the world. Your value is not defined by the material things you have or wish for. What I mean by this is obviously it's nice to have the materialistic goals. It's nice to want to own a luxury car. It's nice to have the finer things, to experience the finer things in life. And whether you do want to experience that or you end up experiencing that, I think it's really important to know that it does not define you. Your wealth shouldn't define you. What you have shouldn't define you. And if it does, then you need to really reflect on yourself, because just because you have designer things or have more wealth than some other people, that doesn't mean you're better or you're entitled to more or you deserve more. It's no, like let's not go there. So yeah, I think this definitely is a humbling life lesson for me, because obviously everyone knows me for my poetry, and it really is about spirituality, mind, body, soul. It really is about the simple things in life and not really materialist, and obviously striving for goals. And if you have a materialistic goal, then of course strive for that. But I've always kind of struggled with being in the middle between going down this spiritual avenue but then also maintaining my goals, specifically having materialistic goals. It's kind of like, well, if I am going on this spiritual journey, should I even be having materialistic goals? But then ever since I was a kid, I've always had like a goal of having my dream car, for example. So it's always having that balance, but it's what I've learned also is for me to kind of tell myself, you know what, it's okay. Like it's okay to want a designer bag. It's okay to have the finer things or want the finer things in life. It's kind of that point where you make sure that shouldn't define you. It shouldn't define your self-worth, and it shouldn't define the way you treat other people's, because you might have things that other people don't. So yeah, I think that's the life lesson there, is to not let material things define you as a person or your value. It doesn't mean you're any more or any less. Number 17 is a simple one. Eat well, eat less meat. That's all I'm gonna say. As much as you love routine, do not get stuck in it, because I love routine. I'm such a routine person. I actually love my work routine, making my chai, driving to work, working, coming back home, doing my evening routine. Like I'm such a routine person, and if I don't have routine, then I kind of go a bit like, what's my purpose in life? So yeah, I am on this this end of the scale. But at the same time, to learn not to be fixated on routine. So if, for example, I don't know, like you have plans on a Thursday evening, and even though Thursday's like a weekday and you only really make plans on a Friday evening, to not be hesitant with that plan, to actually still go out on a Thursday. Obviously now we can't, but when we're allowed to go out eventually, then actually do go out and make plans on Thursday evening, on Tuesday evening. Like, why is it that we wait until Friday evenings and the weekends to make plans? Why can't we also just go out during the weekday? So it's kind of like that routine, to not be so stuck on that routine and to be open for change in routine. Because what you'll find is when you are in your routine, days literally go by and it's literally like, what have I actually done? Like, who have I seen? Who have I caught up with? Like, have I connected with everyone? And it's like, no, like I've literally been stuck in this routine. I haven't made time to do anything else. So I actually purposely put this on number 19 because it is my birthday, and I've put be proud of your background. So this can be anything for anyone. Personally, for me, what I mean by background, I think where I come from, so my ethnicity, being Sri Lankan Tamil. And the reason why I have put this is obviously I'm old enough now, and I have learnt now that I'm really proud of where I come from. I'm really proud of being Sri Lankan Tamil. Like, I even know when I was wearing fairer foundation, I know my friends would be kind of like, oh, like, Sush, like, what are you kind of doing? Like, you don't need to wear that. Like, let's go shopping. Let's get your right foundation color. And I'd be like, no, like, it's fine. Like, I like it like this. But firstly, I literally looked like a clown, and it was really bad, especially flash photography. But secondly, I realized that there was actually a deeper reason why I was wearing a fairer foundation. It was honestly because I just didn't like my skin color, and I thought fairer girls were more beautiful. And I think that aspect I really hated, being coming from the background that I did, because we all had this skin color and I just didn't like the skin color. And it's really embarrassing for me to say that, but obviously I want to be truthful from my life lesson and share that, so that people out there, especially who are younger, you be proud of where you come from. It's an amazing thing. Your identity and your culture and your ethnicity is part of your identity. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. It's nothing to be shameful of. Like, the food you eat, your culture, your skin color, like, everything is you, and it's something you should be proud of. And obviously growing up, I have realized that, and I'm so glad that I have realized that now, so that for other people who were in my position, I can say, no, like, please do not think that way. It's an amazing thing wherever you come from, and diversity is such a beautiful thing as well. So yeah, that was something that I had to learn. And I wasn't sure whether I should put this in or not, because I don't want people to feel like I'm not proud of where I come from, because I definitely am. And I know I don't really, like, I haven't done a Q&A because I just feel like no one wants to know me. So I don't want to put that, like, do a Q&A anytime soon. But I know that I haven't been I haven't really spoken about my culture or my ethnicity, but I'm very proud of it. And I always, deep down, I'm sure I always have been, but it just took me a while to find that, and growing up and you know, going through that, I guess. So yeah, for those that don't know, I am Sri Lankan Tamil, and I'm happy to be Sri Lankan Tamil, a Sri Lankan Tamil person. Another thing I think also that I didn't like was my name. I absolutely hated my name. So my name's SUHASHANI. I literally hated that it was long. I hated that loads of people got it wrong, and I had to compensate for accepting people saying it the wrong way, because I just couldn't be bothered to correct them because it was just too long. And I just really didn't like my name. I just wanted a nice, short, simple name like everyone else, something easy to pronounce. And actually, since primary school, I shortened down my name. So my nickname was Sushi and still is Sushi. My close ones call me Sush. My family call me Sue. So there are a lot of derivatives to my full name. But growing up, I realized, oh my God, you know, like, my name is amazing because it's mine. You know, my parents have given it to me for a reason, and there is actually a religious meaning behind it too. So I'm proud of my name, and that was one of the main reasons why I happily put my name as my intro in my videos. Obviously, my name is part of my poetry under my poems, and I really am proud of that. And yeah, like, I'm really appreciative of the name that I have. So I can't believe before I didn't like it. I've obviously learnt to grow it, I've obviously learnt to love it, and I honestly do, because it makes me unique. So if you want to get to know Suhashani, subscribe here. Ooh, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I'm getting deep. Like I'm not ready for this on a Sunday morning, don't worry. But let's continue on. Some people are meant to be with you for seasons, others for life. You're gonna meet so many people since the day you were born up till wherever you are now. And some people are still going to be in your life. Others, they have come and gone. And some people are just going to be memories for you, and that's honestly okay. It's not, you're not meant to be with every person in their life. Sometimes you're only meant to just be at a stage or a phase in their life, and you've taught them a lesson whether you know it or not, and they've taught you a lesson whether they know it or not, and then people drift and then they go apart. But I think it's very important to know the distinction between who you want in your life for the rest of your life and throughout everything, and who it's kind of like, like I only want them for a season, or it's best for them to be a season, and we just go different ways. Criticize yourself less and praise yourself more. I am definitely one of those people that put high expectations, and I really expect a lot from myself. I don't know where it comes from, I honestly don't. Because half the time I don't achieve it, if I'm honest. But no. See, this is what I mean. No, but I actually have achieved things. So give myself more credit. This is literally an example of me criticizing myself and not praising myself enough. Yeah, and I know a lot of other people are pretty much the same and similar, that you expect a lot from yourself, and if you don't deliver, then it's like, you're useless, or like you're not smart, and you're dumb, and you're stupid, and you say all of these hurtful things about yourself, and that's really mean. Like, of all people to be mean, why are you mean to yourself? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, learn to praise myself more with what I have accomplished and what I'm trying to do, and criticizing myself less for the things that I haven't achieved yet, or I didn't get to achieve, because sometimes they're just not meant for you, and that's okay, and there's always a reason. Be comfortable with solitude, enjoy your own company. So this one is, this is actually not new to me. I actually do this. So I guess it's not something that I've learned. It's something that has come naturally to me. But I thought it was a good lesson for people who don't necessarily enjoy their own company, or like to be alone. And I think there is a difference between loneliness and being alone. But obviously this quote isn't about loneliness. It's about enjoying your solitude. So when you do get time for yourself, to enjoy that me time, because it's really important to be with yourself, to learn about yourself, to reflect on yourself, and to have a talk with yourself. And I don't think people do that enough. I definitely am someone who does that, probably way more than I should, but I do also think me having my solitude time actually gives me a lot more material for my poems. So it's a good thing for me. But yeah, being comfortable with solitude is important. Enjoying your company, doing things for yourself. You know, it's not always surround yourself with people, or surround yourself with someone, or be attached to someone every single minute of the day. It's always good to learn to have your own space, to have your own time, to be independent in that sense as well. Fear has always been something that has held you back, but now use it to move forward. Fear, wow, fear. It's another friend. I don't know why I did that accent. Please ignore that accent. I probably will edit it out. But fear, fear has been something that I have battled with. Especially with YouTube, especially with putting my poems. But I have realised the moment I have gotten over fear, it has been a really good fuel for me in going about my way. And the more I have seen that and realised that, the less fearful I have become. So it's that transitioning period from fearful to fearless. And I really want to encourage people out there to, if you feel scared of something, to literally just go in and do it. Because what you'll realise is, once you've done it or you're doing it, your anxiety goes down. And if you end up being scared for a very, very long time and putting off something, your anxiety actually builds up and it makes you feel worse. And to just eliminate all of that, if you're scared of something, just go do it and learn from it. Make that mistake, have that failure, and you end up not being scared of whatever it was that you were scared of. Watch your thoughts, they become your words. Watch your words, they become your actions. Watch your actions, they become your habits. Watch your habits, they become your character. Watch your character, it becomes your destiny. And I'll leave it at that. Finally, the big 2-5, the 25th. This is a short and sweet quote. Dream big, life has only just begun. And that is it. That is all of the lessons that I have learnt in my 25 years. I hope, again, that you enjoyed this one. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you really did. And also, I would love and appreciate your support over on my Instagram. I will see you in my next one. Bye.